You're listening to the Out of the Cave podcast with your hosts, Junior and the Captain. This is a podcast where we talk about the things going on in the world and share our opinions without worrying about political correctness. Remember, it's all about respect, keeping an open mind, and always having a good time. What is up? How's everyone doing? What's up, Captain?
Big Junior, we are back. I'm loving it once again. This is great, man. Nice to see you, man.
It's good to see you. We actually didn't really get a chance to connect too much this week because
it's been really crazy.
We've been busy and shit's been crazy.
Yeah. It's nonstop again on the news front, also on the personal front. Been doing a lot of work around the house and then just at work in general.
Yeah, same here. It's been really busy at work, but also I've been dealing with some back pain. And for all you old mofos out there, I always used to hear people talk about their back pain, and I knew it was serious, but until you actually deal with that shit, holy crap.
I remember, well, first of all, don't forget your Dones pills. Don't forget your Dones pills. I don't know if those things work.
I don't know. At this point, I'm going to try anything.
No, there was a time, I'll never forget, it was about a couple of years ago. I'm shoveling snow on the driveway, and all of a sudden, I felt like a pull, and I was hunched over, and I had to walk from the end of the driveway into the house.
Hunched over?
I couldn't straighten out, man. And I told the kids, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna need help. So they actually helped me kind of like straighten up.
Yeah.
But the pain was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it really was.
No.
And that was actually my first time ever dealing with like back pain like that. So I could just imagine what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, and it's a weird thing because I was at the gym. I've been working out. It coincides with this podcast because as soon as the governor, made the announcement that gyms were open, I was able to go back, and I've been going pretty consistently. And I don't know, maybe I was lifting too much. I started doing like squats.
Okay.
And I don't know what happened, but one day I woke up in the morning and I was just like, what is going on? Like, I couldn't breathe. It almost like feels like someone's squeezing my rib. And I was just like, it must be like a pinched nerve is what I'm thinking.
A lot of times if you're doing squats and you bend forward too much, if you don't have your back straight, that usually happens.
Yeah.
So if you maybe did a couple of reps, leaning forward a little bit.
Maybe.
That could have been, could have been that.
It feels like it's getting better, but it is a long road. And so if anyone on the podcast hears me wincing, that's because I twisted the wrong way. But anyway, I know I'm not the only one dealing with this. So, shout out to everyone who's dealing with back problems.
Yeah, I was about to make fun of you, man, but I understand what the feeling is, so I'm gonna reserve that for later. Definitely will, man.
Yeah. So that's what I've been dealing with. And then, the week has been chock full of action, from the sports, from the politics.
Yeah.
It was really kind of a crazy busy news week.
Yeah, my week started on a little down though.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Well, because my Bills lost, man.
Oh, that's right.
They got their ass kicked, man. Yeah. I mean, I was at work too, and I was trying to watch the game. I really couldn't pay too much attention to it, but I just kept looking at the score, and I was like, "Oh man, my Bills Mafia is going crazy right now."
I know.
So it kind of started on a low.
That was Tuesday night.
Yeah, and now we're playing Kansas City next Monday, so that's gonna be a difficult game, man. I mean, they're coming off a loss also.
Yeah.
So it's 2 4-1 teams, and we're gonna see who pulls it out. But it started on the low. Definitely started on the low, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right, man. It's all right. What could we do?
They'll bounce back.
We're still better than the Jets and the Giants anyway.
They're better than the Jets and the Giants.
We're still better than them, man. You know what I mean?
That's for sure. But
anyway, the New Jersey team, so don't even sweat it, bro.
Yeah, no. I've been tracking the Bills this year more than in the past.
Nah, they're exciting to watch, man. They're young.
Yeah.
They're a young team, and they're exciting. So hopefully we do better this year than all the other years, man.
I don't know. I think it might be their year.
I don't know about that, man, but I'm going to hope that it is because I definitely do.
Well, if they win this next game, it might be their year.
Yeah, hopefully.
The other thing that happened was LeBron James and the Lakers won the NBA Finals.
Who?
Who?
Yeah, I think I had mentioned this before. Nobody cares, man. I was listening to the news.
Hold on.
I think it was like right after.
Wait, I gotta stop you because we have a lot of fans in California.
Know. But I didn't I didn't say that they sucked or anything like that. I just said that nobody's watching. Who cares? That's all I said.
But our fans are watching. Outside of the California area, maybe no one else is.
Okay, but our fans are not enough to bring the ratings up on this basketball nonsense, man. I'm telling you. Nobody's watching. I mean, again, the pandemic, the politics, all that stuff is affecting
That's
the
true.
sports. That's just what it is. That's all I'm saying. Congratulations to LA Lakers, but nobody's watching you, man. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, it's
Go
true.
Knicks.
Trust me, no one's watching those guys.
Go Knicks.
I don't think anyone really watched, or I don't know if anyone. I know no one here in New York was watching it, maybe. But one of the things that I was curious to know was the ratings, and I didn't get the chance to pull like what the actual ratings were, but I did hear that the ratings were super duper low compared to what they had been in the past, and it made me think about what we were talking about with wrestling. Because remember, I told you that wrestling they need to like do some NBA Jam type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like inject some.
You were saying fire into the ball.
Fire, yeah, like dip the balls in gasoline,
in kerosene
or like just make it so that if you hit a 3-point shot, the maybe
Just
fireworks or pyrotechnics pop out of the hoop.
Yeah, the
That
top
would
of the
be
hoop
dope.
or the backboard.
Or like, you know how they have those fireworks that it looks like fire like dripping down, like when you do like a 3-pointer, the ball goes in and then like the little fireworks sparks like drizzle down off the hoop.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are just ideas. The WWE, I saw an interesting statistic. Their WWE YouTube channel surpassed 50 billion views. That is more than the NBA, NHL, NFL, MLB, all the channels together, bro.
Damn.
50 billion views. So there's a lot of fans of the WWE universe out there.
I know. And again, I don't want to ruin your moment. Remember what I told you, though. When you're looking at NBA and
Yes,
Major
I
League
know.
Baseball and all that, you're looking at a wide variety of teams, and so all the viewership is split.
Well, hold on,
And
but
this one, it's all concentrated into one particular event. So
I know, but this is
But I'm
this
not
is
going to
multiple-
listen. I'm not
multiple
taking that away
channel?
from you. I'm not taking it away from you. I'm just mentioning that because I want to put things in perspective.
But hold on, but what I'm saying is you were right about the games, right? But what I'm saying is this is their channels.
Okay.
So in terms of people going to their channels to view their and you think about the NBA, all these teams they actually have way more events for people to watch. So you would think the numbers are bigger. Still, WWE beats them.
I don't know. Let me read that same article, man.
Read it. Read the stat. Read it and weep.
Nah, you're probably right.
The
You're
other
probably right.
the other thing I wanted to mention, because we were talking about it, was we discussed soccer. Soccer fans are being allowed to watch games more and more, and in the upcoming UEFA Champions League, they're allowing a lot more fans to come in. They're doing a pilot with Bayern Munich and Sevilla. They piloted with those two teams back in September, and my team actually won 2-1. But it's actually working, so I think that they're going to continue to let more and more fans come in.
But what is the ratio right now that they're
I don't
allowing,
know.
or what the percentage of people that are allowing?
That I do not know, because it probably depends on like the size of the
stadium.
and they're probably just spacing them out. So I don't know that, but I do know that Bayern's only had one loss since January heading into the Champions League. So good luck to them. To me, I say it's exciting because in order for sports to really make a comeback, you got to get the fans back in there. And so hopefully
it's hurting because of that.
Hopefully, soccer will lead the way through this pilot. Maybe they'll have some best practices that other sports franchises, other leagues can follow.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the virtual fan stuff is working. For WWE, if you ever catch it, because it's Mondays and Fridays, they have like these big walls of fans. And you're right. I know it's not as big as like some of the other stadiums, but it works. I mean, it almost looks like there's fans in there, and it's the way they shoot it is exciting. So I think that they need to maybe look at what they're doing, and maybe they do. I don't know. I'm just saying, to me, those events seem more attractive, even though it's bullshit. And
No, I mean, definitely the fans need to be at the stadiums. They need, they need that in order for the sports to continue to, to continue, to get better, and for people to get interested into the game. I mean, it's for the people that are home. Most of the time, I barely go to games. I enjoy just watching the game, and I don't really care whether who's in the stand or not. But the reality is that when people go and they're out there barbecuing and they're really getting hyped up and they're really into it, I mean, it's just a different atmosphere, you know what I mean? So, they need to somehow figure out, man, this election thing is almost coming to fruition and it's going to be over soon. And I'm hoping that after that, things change, somehow, way or another, whether they say, okay, now we're going to allow everybody back in because we have this new treatment or whatever the hell it is. I'm hoping that the fans definitely get back into it and have that experience again, because it is, man. I mean, the players, I'm watching the football, and everything seems the same. They'll score a touchdown, spike the ball, or do their little dances and stuff. but they're doing it to an empty stadium.
Yeah,
Man. You know what I'm saying?
It's like practice.
It's like practice. So if the fans are there, they're definitely going to be doing a little bit more showboating, a little more, enthusiasm, and bring a show. You know what I mean? I mean, ultimately, I don't like that. I mean, I just want to see the game. But I could definitely see now where that comes into play because it's missing. There's a little something that's missing from these games.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I actually see that a lot with baseball. It just seems like something's missing. It just doesn't feel the same. Even though I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but one of the things I've always enjoyed is like watching like the dad with like the little kid and the little kid with the glove looking for a fly ball,
And then the grown up stealing
and
the ball
grown
from
up
the
stealing
kid.
it. Yeah, exactly. but those are the things that I when I go to games I enjoy in addition to watching the game.
Yeah.
So when you just see these guys, it's like, bro, you got like all these adults hitting, essentially playing catch and making millions of dollars. It kind of puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on,
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping that things change a little bit as far as in the sports aspect of it, and hopefully it does, man. But you know what's actually funny, man? Not really to switch the topic a little bit, but I've been in the stores to buy a couple of things for the house. All Christmas stuff already, man.
I know. It's not even Halloween.
It's not even Halloween yet.
No.
And I was like amazed. But I'll tell you what, man, they got some nice stuff.
Yeah?
They got some like nice decorations for outside, like, those air balloons and all that. They came out with some nice stuff this year.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to spend some money doing this, but there are some stuff out there that's really nice.
I do want to get some new lights, but I don't know. I've never been like personally. I don't like buying those big air balloon things.
No,
they look great.
No.
They look great,
I like one or two. But I've seen houses, man, where they decorate the entire house with those big balloons. And I'm like, what the hell is that? It's just like it has no grace to it. You know what I mean?
I mean, hey, look, you know what? Whatever gets people into the spirit.
No, that's cool. But I just don't like it. I don't like it, man. That's it. End of story.
All right,
I don't like it.
All right, Scrooge. Sheesh.
Damn, I am a Scrooge, right? Shit. Ah, man.
So look, we already got started into the podcast, and we haven't spoke about politics, but before we even get to that, we have to thank our sponsor, right?
Yes, Crown Trophy in Cypress, California. Crown Trophy, they provide, any kind of awards for corporations, for teams, especially, right now in California, there aren't any sports going on.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're, like I said last time, they're probably hurting big time when it comes to stuff like that. But, they provide corporate awards, plaques, all kinds of awards. So anybody that's out there that's looking for any kind of awards or somebody's retirement's coming up, by all means, hit up Cypress Crown Trophy in California.
Check them out. And we have a lot of fans in California, so definitely look them up. You'll find contact information for them in our show notes and on our website. Switching from sports, we haven't talked about any politics, which is rare. We normally start with the politics, but to your point, I've been trying to focus more on more fun things because politics is getting too heated. And we're how many days before the election?
It's 16, I think, today.
16 days.
16. Damn.
And what have we seen? I mean, we've had a couple of we had one presidential debate, a VP debate, and then these town halls, which is ridiculous. Can I ask you a question real quick before we jump into some of this stuff and like the Supreme Court stuff? The Biden campaign said they wanted to make it a virtual debate because there were concerns about COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
But he looked pretty close to George Stephanopoulos in that
with no plexiglass
in the town hall. So I was just like, what's the difference, right? Like, why wasn't that a virtual event?
Man, I wish I could tell you. I mean, so much stuff has transpired since the last time we spoke.
There's been a lot of stuff this week.
a lot of stuff, man. This week. Which makes you, again, we try to stay neutral. Obviously we have our favorites, but it's very difficult, man. Like, if I was a Biden supporter, to really believe the stuff that he's saying too, man, because a lot of stuff has come out that basically has shown him to be a liar, man.
Well, but you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to say what I think is showing is the hypocrisy of politics. And I'm going to say politics because it happens on both sides, both parties. Because people who are Biden supporters, they're not going to stop supporting him. If anything, they're probably going to go even more. Mm-hmm. Even in light of these articles showing that he's a straight-up liar. Similar to how the Democrats would say about people who support Republicans or specifically support Trump.
Yeah.
They say, "Oh, how can you support this guy?" And I see it on social media all the time. This guy he's rude to women. He does this or he does that. He lies about tax.
Yeah.
And they're literally going to do the same thing. So to me, it shows the hypocrisy of it all. So at the end of the day, you're going to vote for whoever you're going to vote for.
Yeah. Yeah, and but the one thing is that in this particular case, the media aspect of it,
Yeah,
and
that's
you know,
crazy.
and I hate, you know, and you know, everybody say, oh, you know, media. The media is really messing shit up, man. And I'm not saying they're just messing it up for politics in general. They're messing it up in general for people,
Yeah.
just to know the truth about particular stories or whatever. But with everything that's going on, I think it's going to be very difficult, man, for like the broadcasting companies to. I don't know, man. I think it's going to hurt them big time. You know, they really are. I mean, think about it. You have when the Supreme Court nomination, right?
Yes.
The hearings. No one is showing it but Fox. So how are the people out there like? And we know that the Republicans are gonna vote their way, and you know Democrats are going to not vote. But at least allow the people to hear what's going on and to see what's going on. And that's a big problem, man. Because you know that other, I would say the other 3/4 of the people that you know the majority of stations are liberal stations. They're not listening to what's going on out there, man. So they're actually preventing them from hearing certain things that are true. You know what I mean? And
you could see,
there goes the bias.
but you could see it, and it's not just you mentioned media companies, and usually it's like broadcast television, which they're clearly biased. But what about social media?
The social media,
Twitter,
Twitter,
that
and
whole,
Facebook, right?
The whole issue with Twitter admitting that they didn't handle that New York Post article about Hunter Biden the right way.
Yeah, but even then, they admit to it, and then they still block. And they continue blocking them.
Yeah, they blocked. Was it Kayleigh McEnany and Trump's accounts?
Yeah, and also his daughter, Tiffany Trump.
Oh, they blocked her too.
They blocked her account too.
And then they were like slowing down. Like I think they slowed down service around the time that the article was like making circulation. Yeah. I think I heard something like that. So. Yeah, I noticed that, and I was just saying, why are they even involved?
Exactly.
Why are you even involved?
Yeah, and then they get into the they have to fact check it first, this and that or whatever, but they don't fact check everything else that anybody else is saying.
Yeah,
and it's I don't know, man. We're at a point in our lives where I think we just need to maybe shut that shit down completely, man. Because what else, man?
I've been saying it for a while, and my viewpoint on social media, because when we were starting this podcast, there were certain platforms that I said I really didn't want to be a part of. Mm-hmm. And, talking about that, we had discussed that documentary, The Social
Dilemma,
which was on Netflix.
Well, that was a good movie, man. A good documentary.
It's very eye-opening. And what I found the most shocking was, number one, I always knew that limiting screen time and that kind of stuff, I always knew that was important. And with my own kids and family, I always limited their screen time. They don't really have free reign of that. They don't have a lot of like social media accounts, whatever.
Yeah.
But to see the extent that these companies are able to manipulate the population with little alerts, messages, the way they target your phone,
everything.
They can even see when your phone is in your hand versus in your pants.
Or even when you place it on the desk or whatever.
It's
crazy.
So it's a documentary. I know they make it a little more sensational, but the fact is that the technology is there, and when you hear these people from that space,
these are the people that they're the ones that created this stuff. They had input into all this stuff, and then they're actually saying, "Hey, you know what? I think we went a little too far with this." The morality aspect of it, I can't deal with just making money and leaving the alone the fact that people are actually hurting. But the one thing that was interesting about that movie was when they were showing like the little, I think they had like, there was like a little girl there that was part of the family.
Yes.
And they like, hey, put the dishes out, and the little girl's just on her phone. What made me think about my kids and all kids out there was that there was one portion of the movie where she was like laying in her bed, mm-hmm. and she was playing on her phone, and she has a picture of herself, and then she, how like she's painting like the little kitten ears on, how like all the people
they have like these filters,
the little filters, mm-hmm. and this and that. And so it goes to show you what they were saying too was that as these little girls or little boys or whoever it is, they're playing with these filters, they're making themselves look better and better, but they don't see that in the mirror. And so when they start doing that, that's when they were saying the depression comes into mm-hmm. play, the suicidal thoughts, the I'm ugly, la la la, right? And so the companies could care less about how people are thinking about themselves. They just want to entertain or just want to do what they do or buy this app for 99 cents or whatever, but they could care less about the physical and the mental aspect of the health aspect of these kids, man. And I'm just focusing on the kids, but it's affecting grown-ups too, because there's some grown-ups out there that
there are people who
they're just like kids, man.
They get like downright depressed when they see that their friend is doing something that they're not doing. Oh, this person went on vacation. They've been on vacation twice this year. I've never been away. And they get jealous. Oh, how are they doing it? Or someone bought a new house or whatever.
Yeah.
It really like affects people negatively.
Yeah, I've seen people who have purchased homes and they're so happy they finally have a home.
Mm-hmm.
They decorate it nice and all that, and then their friend goes and buys their own home, and now it's a better home.
Mm-hmm.
It's decorated differently, and then they start looking at it, and right away the competition aspect, keeping up with the Joneses nonsense starts. It gets to the point, man, where these people actually they get sick by doing these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it all comes into play with social media, because back in the day, obviously, right? You buy a house, hey, you call me up, it's like, hey, I just bought a house, hey, congratulations,
Mm-hmm.
enjoy, wishing you all the best. Today, you can actually send me the picture of the house.
Yeah.
You can show me the living room, the dining room, the bedrooms, everything, right? The pool. And so now when I start looking at it, I'm like, damn, I have an in-ground pool. This fucking guy just got an in-ground pool with all the toys and little things like that. All it should make us happy for our friends, for our family, but it doesn't.
No, it makes people.
It really doesn't, man.
And it's funny because I've never been one of those materialistic people about getting nice things and all that kind of stuff. And to your point, someone that I know is successful, or they're enjoying the fruits of their labor, and they get a nice house, nice car, whatever. I'm always happy for them.
Yeah,
because
same here.
For me, I always say I'd rather be around successful, happy people, because I always feel like that will make me successful. That will make me happy, right? Because you want to, you adopt the personality or the traits of the people that you're around. Where if you're with negative people or bad people, bad things happen. So I'm always like happy for other people. I'm never like, oh man, But you're right. Social media amplifies that. People see it. Next thing you know, and like one of the examples I use, if you look at social media, how many people you see go apple picking? Bro, when I was a kid, I never went apple picking.
Hell no. Once in a while, maybe once every 10
years. I grew up in the city. We didn't go apple picking. We didn't do vacations the way people do vacations. And now, apple picking season comes. Everybody's in the orchard.
Oh yeah, in the orchard, the pumpkins. You're right, and then pulling the little the red.
With the little cart.
The little cart, right?
And,
with all
and
the
every
pumpkins.
picture's perfect. Meanwhile, when I go with my kids, I'm like, yo, put that pumpkin back. That shit is ugly. And it's never as, and then you get like that one perfect picture. And I'm like, it's never like that.
And then the kid's fighting, and then his pumpkin's better than mine. No, I want that pumpkin, and then fighting.
I want two.
Right?
So it's never like
man.
that. But when you look on social media, everything's perfect.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, come on, man. You got to, and I pulled away from social media a lot. I mean, I do post things.
I have to. I'll be honest.
I post things that I think are funny to me.
Yeah.
The only thing I like about Facebook is like it does like those reminders. So it'll be like, hey, on this day 3 years ago, this was a picture you took. And so because my kids, we do a lot of sports and things like that, trips. So I like seeing those pictures because I'm like, damn, that was 3 years ago. Look how little they are. I like that. I don't post those things. So people can, say, oh my God, look, he thinks his kids are the best athletes, because they're not. Like, I post that for myself, and I like seeing those little reminders because it's real cool. And I actually just recently posted a picture of the college days from back in 1995, and I was just blown away. I was just like, holy smoke, I have not changed one bit.
Yeah, but by the way, I took a lot of heat for that picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't say why.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it, but
I won't say
took a
why.
lot of heat for that picture.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
But
even the kids would dog at me, man. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what do you want me to do, man? I was poor.
But again, I just like it was just a fun little memory. So I
enjoy that.
To me, that's what it should be about. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, like, we should make a petition, because back in the day, what was social media for? When that stuff first came out,
just to find, right? To look somebody up, see how they were doing, right?
Yeah, so like, yo, let me find my ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Or to get into a chat room, yo, let me see what freaks are out there, Yeah. And it was LOL, and, using HTML to make like little, change the colors of your phone. It wasn't like how it is, now everyone's like trying to get into your business and go back to the days where you're trying to find your ex-girlfriend or your ex-boyfriend and see what they're doing and try to hook up with them. That's what it should be about.
No, but
actually, I shouldn't even say that because now some kids will go out there and try to do some stupid stuff. But I think the genie's out of the bottle. We'll never get back there.
No, it definitely is. But the way the movie, the way they explain it, I'm telling you, man. Whoever's out there listening, please look at it. Netflix, Social Dilemma. It's crazy. You're gonna see it, and it's gonna be an eye opener. It really is, man.
Yeah. If it at least opens your eyes and makes you modify your behavior a little bit, I think it's worth it.
You know what? I was actually on the phone the other day, and I was like, after seeing the movie, and I was saying to myself, these people are actually putting things in here, knowing that I'm going to click on this.
Yes.
Like they already forecasted how I'm going to use my phone, and it's amazing because I started really once I saw the movie, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna click on that. I'm just gonna turn it off now, or I'm gonna, like I'm trying to fight it. And even one of the guys there, one of the owners there, he was saying, nah, when I get home, I was trying to turn off my phone. I'm not even gonna look at my phone. And he himself said he couldn't do it. Like he was with his family, and he tried turning it off. He tried putting it away, and he just slowly gravitated right back to the phone. And I think it was just to check email.
Well, hey, I know the scene you're talking about, and I know the person. I think he was with Facebook or Google, and he said the number one thing that he checks is his email. And honestly, that's the number one thing that I check on my phone, email, and then like the browser, because I always look stuff up when I want to check something. Yeah,
no, the email. Well, I have the notification set, for any emails that come in.
I know, but what I'm saying is like I will, like if I pick up my phone, I'll click the email app and see. Even though I didn't get a notification, I'll be like, oh, let me just see
the emails. Yeah.
Actually, I turned off my notifications. The reason why is because I didn't like getting pinged every second, because sometimes it's nothing that's important.
Yeah.
So I check my emails intermittently throughout the day because I got away from the notifications because I felt like I was a slave to my notifications.
Well, the other thing is just when you had the flip phones back in the days. Yeah. So you could get an email, you could get ping or whatever, and you're not going to open it up. You know why? Because it doesn't illuminate a screen. Right? Now with the screen, every single phone is flat like that, and it just illuminates. They know, man, that the eye is going to catch that, and they're going to, let me take a look. Let me see what's going on. And in the old days, it wasn't like that. So I'm thinking about shutting that thing down completely, man. I don't know, man. It's just the way they explained it. It was an eye opener for me.
Yeah, but
it really was, man.
We can't shut it down completely because then how are we going to hear the different genres of WAP on Facebook? Did you see that? Did you see what I posted?
Yeah.
Yeah, that country song, dude. I think his name is. I don't want to say his name wrong, but I'll look up his name.
Yeah.
That dude is hilarious, man.
Well, where is he from? Like, what is he?
I don't know. He's American, I guess. But he sings like with a country, like he does country things. But that song,
that was funny.
If he released that song like a full version, I would buy that song.
You think so? Yeah.
It was a good song. I don't know. Are we allowed to play it on our podcast?
I think maybe like a little clip, right?
I'm gonna maybe we'll open up the next podcast with that song.
With that song? That's gonna be the intro. Why not? Right?
And he opens it up like with a cool country voice, like, "There's some whores in the house." Oh my god, that song is hilarious.
We gotta find it, man.
Fans, if you haven't checked it out, go to our Facebook page, Out of the Cave Podcast, and you'll see the clip that we're talking about. It's pretty funny, and you guys may have already seen it, but if not, that is a funny clip.
That was a good one, man.
So some social media is fun, and that's what I'm doing. I'm really leveraging social media to have some fun and spread some love and some comedy, because these politics is still too crazy, and I'm glad it's over. But one thing I did want to mention, and I want your feedback on this, is I saw that the governor of New York is releasing a book on leadership during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I was just like, first of all, we're still in the middle of this. And he has made so many missteps, from the nursing homes, which I'll never forgive him for, and just kind of waste in like the way that he's treated businesses and individuals. And he's going to write a book patting himself on the back about his leadership during the pandemic. Yeah. When did he have the time to write this? When all this stuff was going down? That's the first thing that he's thinking about?
That's what I'm saying. I remember when this whole thing first started. He goes, we need 50,000 ventilators. Meanwhile, Trump provided them. They only used like 11,000.
No, what about the ship that they brought the ship? Same thing.
They brought the ship over. It was only used for like 11 patients.
Jacob Javits Convention Center.
Jacob Javits, same thing. Completely empty. And it was all. See, these guys started that nonsense with like they were testing. They were testing this guy just to see if he would, and he did it. You say, hey, you need him? Here you go. You got it. Mm-hmm. Then when they got it, they're like, damn, That's foiled again, kind of a thing, you know? Because that's exactly what happened. They got the stuff. They kept making such a big deal how they look all these things that we need. Trump provided the stuff, and then all of a sudden, damn, fucking, I didn't think he was gonna be able to provide 50,000 ventilators. Fuck. And so everything kept failing and failing and failing to the point where these people don't give a fuck about the people dying. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. They only care about themselves. Perfect point being the stupid book. You're gonna put out a book right now with all the shit that's still going on, with people fucking rioting, with people killing each other, with people dying just from this pandemic, and you're gonna put out a book. I mean, everybody's putting out a book. I see people having books, but in his particular position, for him to put out a book about leadership, this motherfucker don't know how to lead. There's no way that guy, if he were in the battlefield and he said, "All right, charge, guys, let's go." Yeah, I think the troops would be like, "Yeah, how about we kill your ass instead? We ain't going over there because that guy ain't no leader, man."
Yeah,
And if he was a leader, I don't know what the law exactly is in this regard, but if he was a true leader, he would have got rid of fucking de Blasio a long time ago. Because I actually just went down to back into the city. It's disastrous, dude.
Yeah,
disastrous.
I'm talking about. In a while.
Bro, there are so many businesses, especially around the Times Square area, completely gone, man.
Shuttered.
Dude, I mean, if there's no tourists, how are these little shops that selling the little Statue of Liberties and all that stuff going to survive? How?
With those sky high rates.
You know what I'm saying? Rent. Yeah, I mean, who are you going to sell to? So, that's to me, that's a huge sign there of a bad leader, which is him as a governor. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that he had the authority or some way to remove that guy from office, man, because that guy destroyed the city, man.
Well, I don't know if he could do that, but you're right. Like he could have had a little bit more, more interaction to kind of make sure that things were going right for the city. And I did see it every now and then, like they would pass some sort of a law, and it would always be in contradiction to what the mayor is saying, like around the Board of Education, schools, going back to school timelines. They seem to like fight or be on opposite ends of so much stuff, and I'm like, if you're the governor, shouldn't you be able to get a control of this and figure out like what the plan is, so this way it looks like our government is working and rowing in the same direction?
Yeah. No, I think that, I mean, man, I hate that you brought up politics, man.
I know,
because I just get aggravated, man. And hey, listen, I love New York, man, and
but that mayor,
the direction that we're in right now, it's almost like, I just want to get the fuck out of here, man.
Because the mayor is just he's to me, he's just such a bad guy in terms of like how he treats people.
Yeah.
I just saw another article where they were in the NYPD, the chief of patrol had to resign because he felt like he was being harassed by the mayor.
Yeah.
He had worked like, I don't know, like a 30-hour shift or something like that. And then the mayor texted him telling him to go check out some like party where maybe there was too many people there not wearing masks.
I think it was the Jewish, right? The Jewish people that were having these big parties and stuff like that.
I don't know, but something. But he was like harassing this guy. Like after like doing a super long shift, he wanted him personally to go down there and see what's going on. And I think the guy just finally got fed up because that was probably one of many different situations where the mayor was verbally abusive. These politicians think that they could talk to you however they want.
Man? Who are they?
They forget that they're humans and people just like everyone else.
And that they're going to be out of work soon because you're not going to keep getting elected,
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people at work, I tell my kids, I tell everybody, how I would say, I am not afraid of anybody. I really am. I'm not afraid of anybody. I could care who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid. And I would say to whoever comes at me, I'm like, listen, if you think I'm afraid of you, you are completely out of your mind. Because unless you can show me that you could walk on water and not drown, get the fuck out of my face, man.
Yeah.
But this guy right here, and this is another perfect example of, we always talk about, obviously, the Latino, people getting, or being promoted into high ranks and all that. You got your blacks, your Hispanics, right, Asians that are slowly getting up there to these ranks. And the same people that keep saying that we need the people up there and we need the Hispanics and the Latinos and we need to keep pushing for equality and all that. All these fucking politicians are the same ones that fucking tear the blacks and the Latinos and everybody down, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because those same people are the ones that are now at the top of the game, and they're making them leave, man.
Mm-hmm. But look
what happened in, what was that, in Seattle with the black chief, or she was the chief of patrol, or the commissioner. Dude, she was up. She made it all the way to the top. God bless her. You know, she paid her dues. She got up there, and what happened? They made her ass leave, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, people need to open up their eyes, because when they get up there to the top, and it's not, we're not talking about white people, because right, everybody keeps saying, oh, it's the white people and this and that. Well, they make now the minorities are making it up there, and the same people that want to put them up there are the same people that are turning them down, man.
Yeah.
And it's
no, but
this
it's
just got to end, man.
I've been in situations where I've been like, you know, someone has tried to do what you just described, and the vibe that I was getting was kind of like, you should be thankful for, you know, where you are, and you know, don't mess up so this way you don't lose your position. But like, they kind of like say it to you like that, almost like, hey, you should count yourself lucky for where you are. And I'm just like, why should I count myself lucky? Nobody gave me anything.
I worked hard for this. So what do you mean count lucky?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And you know, and I gotta say the other thing, because you mentioned it. Sometimes I hear minorities attacking white people, and I have to say, I mean, look, if we're being super honest, I've gotten a lot of opportunities from white people, and I haven't, you know, necessarily got opportunities from minority people. So there's, you know, I'm not trying to like start a whole other rift or anything, but I have to be honest. I've been lucky in my life. I've gotten opportunities from white people, and they believed in me, and they gave me opportunities where Hispanics and African Americans or others didn't give me the same opportunities. And I remember being young at the time saying, man, I don't get it. Like, you know, I'm Spanish like him. Why didn't I get that chance? And I don't know what's behind it, but I it's happened enough where I've been able to kind of tally it up.
Yeah.
And say all of my big opportunities have come at the hands of, you know, and it's not that there's more white people in giving me those opportunities. It's been pretty equal. It's just my experience has been that way, where I don't know why that's like that. And so you were saying about people have to help others, Hispanics or minorities. When you're achieving a certain level of success, you cannot forget other people, and you have to work to promote other people who are like you. So this way, everyone, you know, like kind of like you bring people up with you. I think that's the sign of a good leader. You bring people with you.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen all the time, I'm just being honest.
Listen, I remember because of this Supreme Court stuff that's going on right now, I can remember Clarence Thomas? Who they bring in to pretty much take him down? Anita Hill, a black female.
Yeah.
So when you start really thinking about this, I mean, again, I'm not going to get into all this stuff, but that's a classic example of people within their own race tearing each other down. Mm-hmm. Because why? So you got a black justice, Supreme Court justice, right? He's trying to get the job, and they're trying to take him down. Mm-hmm. You know, whether it be whatever, whether it be he's conservative or whatever, they don't get the white person up there to try to take him down. Mm-hmm. They'll bring in another person of race to bring that guy down. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And in my particular case, back when we were in school, I actually wrote a paper in regards to something similar to this. And in the short span of my research, I kind of like realized that in the Hispanic, Latino community, the black community, when it comes to stuff like that, when somebody reaches the top, it's, you know, you were mentioning, you were like, you know, you don't know what the story is behind it or whatever. But in my research, you know, I went through empirical data to look into this, and it came up, man, that it's more about jealousy, man. And so that's the reason why.
Well, I didn't say it, but that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah,
but like since I didn't have the research behind it, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it does kind of feel like that.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's like that. This happens in families. You know, mm-hmm. This happens it could be happening in your own family. You know, mm-hmm. where you're succeeding, and the next thing you know, your own brother is jealous of you, and somehow, way or another, tries to fuck you up some way. You know mm-hmm. what I'm saying? And yeah, and like again, it was not a huge project or anything like that, but it was a paper that I wrote, and it came down to, in those particular cases, for us to succeed, we need to get out of that aspect of being jealous and say, hey, you know what? He did it. Hopefully he's able to help me, or at least let me help him so mm-hmm. that one day he can help me. Mm-hmm. And it's not like that.
Mm-mm. And nobody talks about it.
Exactly.
Nobody talks about it. And I'm going to say, it's not. This isn't a race thing. It's not. So when I hear people say, we got to give minorities opportunities, it's not. It's not like a racing. It's just be a good person kind of a thing. And the reason why I say I never interviewed with someone saying, hey, I'm going to get this job because the guy who interviewed me, his last name ended with a Z. This isn't what this is. This is, you know, if I have the opportunity to help someone who had a same background as me, similar history, I'm gonna like, look at them a little bit closer, and I think that's a natural thing. I will always, of course, I'm gonna say you got to get the best person for the job, right? That's number one. But it definitely feels like what you just mentioned. Like there was always like a little something where I was just like, damn, like what was that about?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. And yeah, we need to continue, helping each other out, and again, it doesn't matter. The race aspect of it, to me, does not matter whatsoever, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't.
So like for me, whenever I get like a new partner or somebody that I'm working with, new teammate and stuff like that, I always tell them, I'm saying, listen, I'm going to push you, and I'm going to try to teach you from the beginning what I learned. I do things a lot different than the way I learned them. But that's because I already got time on the job. I already got, what I'm saying? Like I've been doing things long enough that, I found ways of accomplishing the mission without actually going through those particular steps. But I tell them, I'm going to teach you how I learned. And then eventually you're going to get to the point where I'm at, and then you'll be doing things your way, and, you're creating your own way. But I would say the main thing for me is that I want to be able to teach you all this stuff, everything that I know, because it doesn't do me no good to know that you don't know shit. You know what I mean? It doesn't do me no good for you to just be sitting there and not be able to help me when I need help. So I'm going to teach you the right way, and then this way you'll be able to help me back, and then so on and so on, so that this way, and I say this, one day I will no longer be here. You're going to have to teach somebody else. Yeah. And that's the way it's supposed to be playing out. Whether you're white, black, Hispanic, whatever the hell it is, that's the way it should be playing out, I think it's more on TV, more on the politics aspect of it, that you hear all this stuff. Yeah. Because on a regular basis, hey, both you and I, we know it. We treat everybody the same. So all this shit that they're talking about, I don't see that, to be honest with you. Yeah. I really don't. I do see certain things once in a while, but the way they portray it on TV, dude, I don't see that shit.
No, I mean, it's true. Look, I
really don't.
If you walk into certain neighborhoods or certain environments, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm walking into like a country club. I would not be surprised. Hey, I'll give you an example. One day I was on a business trip, and I was dressed up very nicely, black suit, white shirt, and I think for that in that particular example, I may have even had like a dark colored tie. And I'm going into the hotel that we were having the event in, and I'm standing outside with a couple of coworkers, and a person comes up to me and gives me their car keys. And told me to put it in a nice spot. Bro, I took those car keys and I threw it in the trash can, and I went in to do my meeting. Because how rude is that? The person because I'm Hispanic, I'm wearing this suit, I'm a valet, and the people that were next to me were a little embarrassed and shocked, but I was cool about it. I said, yeah, no problem. And I took the keys and I threw them into a trash can.
Yo, listen, I apologize for doing that to you.
Oh yeah, thanks. No, but do you remember the time? I think you were with me when we were in Las Vegas in one of our trips, and we were both dressed up, pretty nicely, and we're walking. I think it was in what's the place where where they have the artificial skies, like that
was Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace. Yeah. And we were just kind of hanging out, and next thing you know, people are coming up to us asking us like security questions. Yeah,
that's right. Because we were the only ones in suits.
We were the only ones in suits, but like they coming at like just assuming that we knew, and we're just like we're just like you. And so I'm giving them information. I'm acting like I own the place. I think we walked into like an art. Did we walk into like an art place?
Oh yeah, that was in the Bellagio.
Yeah, and people letting us do whatever we want because they think we belong there.
We could have got away with a lot of shit out there. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, remember? I mean, totally that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it's true. It's true. And listen, my skin tone is a lot lighter than yours. We're all we're still Latino, but I'm like a lot lighter than yours. But still, even then, I mean, obviously, for me, I don't hear a lot of people say that, I speak with an accent, and I probably do. Well, who cares, But yeah, ultimately, what I'm trying to say is, I don't see the racism. I don't see all that stuff playing out 24/7 like they portray it on TV. But ultimately, to me, it really doesn't matter, man. In my world, in what I am able to control, I treat everybody with respect. Of course, you're gonna run into people that you're not going to respect and you're not going to treat like that. But they themselves are the ones that create that. You know what I mean? So like it's like I never go out of my way to mistreat somebody because for what? I don't have time for that. And at the same time, what good does that do me?
Yeah,
You know,
it's true.
So anything like that, it's more reactive to whatever it is that I see. Somebody comes up to me and rolls up on me for some stupid shit, then we're gonna throw down. But it's aside from that, listen, we could live in harmony, man. We really can. Just like Rodney King. Can we all live in peace?
Can we all get along?
Can we all just get along, right? And we can, but the people out there that are controlling the strings,
pulling the strings,
they're the ones, man. They're the ones that are preventing us from doing that.
Yeah, because they thrive with that kind of conflict happening.
Yeah.
So, Captain, I got to tell you, we're at the end of our podcast.
I know. I didn't even get to talk about dummy Biden for getting his laptop at the repair store.
Yeah, well,
the young kid.
Yeah, I know.
How the hell do you forget your laptop?
Hunter Biden left his laptop there.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, come on, man. Okay, so all these things are coming out now.
All this stuff is coming up, but no one's talking about it. You can't really. They're not promoting it.
But I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying, who the fuck leaves their laptop at the repair store, man? Like that's because that guy was probably all high and shit.
Because he gets millions of dollars from Ukraine.
He was all fucked up, so he's like,
he just bought a new one.
Yeah, he didn't even like, what the hell I do with my laptop? Oh shit.
Yeah, he's like, yo, where the fuck did I put my laptop last night?
And on top of that, he takes it to a repair shop where the guy's blind. So he even said, he goes, yeah, he's legally blind, that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, how do you leave your laptop somewhere, man? And then creates this shit for your father?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know because no one's talking about it.
I guess, right?
Nobody's talking about it.
Oh man.
So yeah, look, people are gonna vote the way they vote. Like at this point, it's just a shit show. More stuff's gonna come out.
Yeah.
I'm sure more stuff is gonna come out, and people just have to vote for whoever's gonna help them, improve their life. If I can take an extra second, there was a second sighting of Jetpack Man. In California.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm like really excited because if you've listened to the show.
But they don't know if it's the same guy, right?
It has to be the same guy because he was also in LAX. This time it was a China Airlines flight. The crew reported seeing him at 6,000 feet.
Damn.
Now, I looked into it a little bit more, and most commercial jetpack makers, they have models that can only carry a few minutes worth of fuel, which is what we said last time. So how the heck are they able to get there? There was only one manufacturer that I found where they had a version of the jetpack that can have a 10-minute capacity.
Okay.
But that one has like 6 turbines on it. So like that's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's not a jetpack. So who is this? Who is this person?
It's Iron Man, man.
They got to find him.
Oh, man. God bless him. Right?
Friends in California, if you guys know about it, please send me an email.
Yeah, but what is it? Okay, so is this guy going straight up and straight back down?
I guess
you know what I'm saying? Like
I guess he's flying up because he's at 6,000 feet. So he's just flying up there saying what's up, like Top Gun, he's like saying what's up to the pilots, and then he bounces.
And he disappears.
And again, it's not like he's crashing, but how do you get 6,000 feet if these guys can only carry, most of them say a few minutes worth of fuel? It must take a lot of fuel to get up to 6,000 feet and come back down safely.
It's got to be Elon Musk, man.
Maybe
right?
It's Tony Stark is out there.
Shit, man. But yeah, that's the second sighting. I saw that quickly. I didn't read it, and I was like, I got to talk to this guy. I got to talk to Junior. I got to let him know. Wow. So Jetpack Man, if you're out there, or reach out to us, man. Yeah. Let us know how you're doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
I would definitely love to know that.
And fans of the show, if you guys have more information or pictures, please send it to us. You can always reach us at suggestions@outofthecavepodcast.com. And check us out on Instagram. We're at Out of the Cave Podcast. And you can check us out on Facebook, Out of the Cave Podcast as well. And again, we want to say thank you to Crown Trophy, our sponsor. And thank you to all the fans who've been listening to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, my Bills Mafia, big shout out to them. And hopefully we take the Chiefs down this week. And hopefully. I'm hoping. I got my fingers crossed, man. I got my fingers crossed that we make it far into the season, man.
Let's do it.
Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.